The 2023 Volkswagen Tiguan is VW's most popular model, and it's easy to see why. Americans like big cars, and the Tiguan hits a sweet spot of being both big and agreeably priced at the same time, with it being the only one that offers a distinctly European look, complemented by crisp handling. The Tiguan presses the right buttons for crossover shoppers, and there is no denying that it's the right fit for a lot of lifestyles. When one of the best-selling SUVs in North America gets a significant reboot, folks take notice. The Honda CR-V may not be as glamorous as a new sports car or a hot-blooded supercar, but it officially enters its sixth generation with this, the 2023 model. A rugged exterior upgrade hides a refined interior, with hybrid power taking a larger role beneath the skin. But this might lead you to ask, which one should I get? Well, let's find out. The 2023 CR-V's new face still looks distinctly like a CR-V. Honda's design team has kept the wide headlight look from the previous model, but with a larger mesh grille that adds a rugged flavor shared with the Ridgeline pickup truck. The upmarket Sport and Sport Touring models also get more aggressive front and rear fascias. Honda didn't simply upgrade body panels for a beefier appearance. The new CR-V is 2.7 inches longer and nearly half an inch wider than its predecessor. It rides on a wheelbase that's 1.6 inches longer, and while that doesn't sound like much, the change makes the 6th generation CR-V the largest in its class. The 2023 Volkswagen Tiguan has a modern and sleek exterior design with a bold and athletic stance. The front end has a lot more personality with a wider grille, sportier bumper design, and narrower headlights that taper off at the corners. All trim levels are now equipped with LED headlights, taillights, and daytime running lights, and the SEL R-Line has a distinctive LED light bar integrated into the middle horizontal bar of the grille. The side profile is characterized by strong lines that run all the way to the back, accentuating the vehicle's length. At the rear, changes are more subtle but extremely effective in refining the Tiguan's style. The most obvious change is the larger Tiguan lettering now positioned in the center of the liftgate just below the VW logo, in addition to the R-Line fake exhaust finishers and a full-width bumper reflector that mimics the look of the LED grille up front. With a whole new exterior comes a whole new interior, or at least new to the CR-V. If you've been in a new Civic or HR-V, its layout and design will be extremely familiar. The look is clean and uncomplicated, the dash is low and aids in both visibility and making the cabin feel spacious. All the buttons and knobs feel high quality with tight, solid action, whether it's a turn signal stock or the highly welcome climate control dials. Though there are many plastics, they have attractive finishes and patterns. It's not quite up to the premium feel of the CX-5, but it's comparable to the Tiguan. As for instruments and infotainment, the CR-V features an analog speedometer combined with a 7-inch screen that can display the tachometer and other information. The standard infotainment display is a 7-inch touchscreen that can use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. On the higher EXL and Sport Touring trims, the CR-V gets a larger 9-inch touchscreen and is capable of wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. This new system is better than the outgoing model, featuring large, attractive, and easy-to-press icons. There are fewer layers of menus and far faster reactions. It's a system that's actually nice to use. The Tiguan, on the other hand, boasts a conservatively styled interior with a greater emphasis on ergonomics. Material quality is going to depend on how you spec a Tiguan, but it's not that different from the CR-V. The interior sees some small upgrades too, but not all of them are good. Updated trim pieces freshen up the cabin, as do the touch capacitive buttons on the steering wheel and for the climate control system. It's disappointing to see VW go this route with all of its new models though, as the capacitive buttons are fickle, unintuitive, and either too sensitive or not sensitive enough. The steering wheel controls are particularly fussy, which makes interacting with the digital cockpit a pain. You can avoid these ills on the lower-end models like the Tiguan S, which retains conventional buttons. All Tiguans get a digital cockpit instrument panel, but the size differs by trim, 8 inches standard with a 10-inch upgrade. As for infotainment, the lower trims have a 6.5-inch touchscreen, but the SEL and above get an 8-inch infotainment system with proximity sensor and voice control. Although these systems aren't particularly flashy in appearance, they are easy to use and offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. When it comes to interior space, the CR-V has grown significantly with this generation. It's 2.7 inches longer with a 1.6-inch longer wheelbase, and it's 0.4 inches wider. That makes it 1.5 inches shorter than the Tiguan. All this stretching pays dividends in all aspects of interior space. Sitting in the SUV's cabin, it certainly is more spacious and comfortable. The front passengers have lots of leg, knee, and shoulder room. Headroom isn't quite as generous, but there is still plenty enough for most people to be perfectly comfortable. The front seats themselves don't have a huge amount of space, but they have thick padding and a welcome amount of side bolstering. There is a good amount of adjustment too, so a comfortable seating position should be easy to find, which wasn't always given in the CR-V. As for cargo space, there is 26.3 cubic feet of cargo space in the back. With the rear seats back folded, space increases to 76.5 cubic feet. The VW Tiguan is pretty big for a compact crossover, but then so is most of its competition these days. It's incredibly family-friendly, though the back seat and cargo room on the Honda CR-V bested. One Tiguan advantage though is the back seat's sliding capability, expanding cargo volume. Front seat comfort is okay, but needs a bit more support, especially in the bottom cushions, and better breathability. The outboard second row seats offer welcome sculpting and bolstering, but the third row seats are barely functional for anyone but small children. This class exclusive feature is still standard on front-wheel drive models. When equipped, and thanks to one of the longest wheelbases in the segment, there is still an impressive amount of rear seat legroom, as well as plenty of headroom for tall adults even with the SEL standard panoramic roof. When it comes to cargo, the two-row Tiguan can accommodate 37.6 cubic feet of gear behind the second row and 73.4 cubic feet with the rear seat folded down. Front-wheel models can hold 12 cubic feet of cargo behind the third row. As far as pricing goes, Honda dropped the LX trim from the CR-V lineup, making the EX entry-level model for 2023. This comes with a price increase. It will start at a whopping $32,355, up from $28,000 starting cost of the 2022 CR-V LX. The top Sport Touring hybrid model costs $40,000. As for the Tiguan, there will be 4 trims for 2023. The base S trim starts at $28,145, including destination. That's a total increase of $1,000 over the previous model year. Front-wheel drive is standard, and in all but the top trim, which gets all-wheel drive as standard, adding 4Motion all-wheel drive costs $1,500. The top-level SEL R-Line costs $39,000. As you can tell, the Tiguan is cheaper by as much as $4,000 depending on which trim level you compare. Whether the CR-V's higher price tag is justified over the more reasonable Tiguan is up to you. When it comes to on-road performance, the Tiguan is a spiritly performer around town with a firm but not too punishing ride and well-balanced handling that makes it a fun car to zoom in around in. Under the hood is a turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes 184 horsepower. This is an athletic, fun SUV with a smooth, well-run engine and a well-coordinated automatic transmission. Like most of its competition, it's far from fast, but it makes up for that with a taut ride, nimble handling, and responsive steering. There is a whisper of sportiness here that recalls VW's well-respected GTI hot hatchback. The brake pedal action is soft and doesn't match up to the firm, progressive pedals we enjoyed in other members of VW's family tree. Overall, the Tiguan's ride and handling are very good, with a generally smooth ride, refined road manners, and strong braking. However, it's not as adept at swallowing up bumps and absorbing cracks on rougher surfaces as the Honda CR-V. The CR-V, on the other hand, uses a turbocharged 1.5-liter inline-4, which still makes 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque. Its CVT automatic transmission does a better job at simulating normal automatic gear changes, but the CR-V still feels a bit sluggish around town. The powertrain is quieter overall at least, and its 30 mpg combined fuel economy rating seems easy to beat. However those numbers seem, they can't capture just how much better the on-road experience is on the Honda versus nearly all of its competitive set. Whether you compare it to the Tiguan or Kia Sportage Hybrid, it just shines above them all. Here is the long and short of it. With the exception of maybe the Kia Sportage Hybrid, the CR-V is the easy choice from a driving perspective. Every brand's compact CUV has some kind of competitive IP, a bit more space, more power, slightly better NVH, etc. But as an all-around proposition, Honda really had this nailed. So, which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn notifications for the latest car reviews and news. Take care, and see you in the next one.